Oh, well, let's look at this race. There's a lot to like about this race. It is a great race. Where are you looking?
Yeah, it's not really a race I'm overly keen to get involved in, but I think it's a very good learning race. So the last 2 years, the winner of the Caulfield Cup and the Melbourne Cup has run in the Underwood. Without a Fight did the Cups double, so he was just one horse. But last year, Buckaroo won this race, then won. Maybe I'm wrong there because he should have won the Caulfield Cup. I'd have to check but I'm fairly positive that. What was his name?
Oh, yeah, the horse of Kieran Mars.
Yeah, Duke de Sessa.
Duke de Sessa.
Almost certain he did.
I reckon
run
he
in
did.
it.
I reckon he did. I reckon you're right.
Yeah, and then Knight's Choice finished like 9th, and then
Back yourself in.
Usually does.
I did, yeah, but I just had in my head that Buckaroo won the Caulfield Cup, but he didn't.
Well, they filled the Quinella last year then.
Oh, there you go.
Let's go with that.
Quite possibly did. No, Zardozi ran through the
Quinella.
Metro. Quinella. Yeah, so I think this is a good race to take a big note of and going forward into those 2 big features. And, for the sake of a few of my futures bets, Middle Earth, Moira and Sir Delius, I'm hoping that they're all right in the finish. But for the sake of this high-pressure Group 1 leaderboard, I'm going to have something each way on Golden Path on the 7-day backup.
Okay.
Now, I know he's coming through a handicap at Flemington last week, but he was only second up there 4 weeks between runs. Fast tempo, he sat nice and handy to the speed there. He carried 60 kilos. There was only four horses sort of separated by less than half a length over the finish, but he gave them all 2 to 3 kilos. And in the autumn, when second up, he went forward and led over a mile. That was in the Very Elegant Stakes, and he only finished 2 lengths off Via Sistina and Fangirl. So I think if he can repeat that, there doesn't look a whole lot of speed in this. He's drawn sort of out in the middle. I think he can go forward and, if not lead, sit off like Smoke and Romans and be in the first couple. And maybe just coming off that fast race last weekend, he might be able to bounce out of that and run a cheeky race at big odds. The negative, like Blake Shin hops off, gets on Buckaroo, who is obviously one of the horses to beat. But I think around $19, I'm happy to have something each way Golden Path and
$20.
cheer the upset.
So he's gone wide for the Group 1 comp.
I'm going even wider in the next Group 1.
Oh, this is good for me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think Sir Delius most likely winner, but I'll let BJ talk about him.
There's a hell of a lot to like about Sir Delius.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 chances, and that's Buckaroo and Sir Delius. Buckaroo, he's back in good order. I liked his first up run. He won this race last year, but he was third up into it last year. So I think there's more improvement to come. So this could still be a building run towards a Caulfield Cup. I know Chris Waller has eyes on the Caulfield Cup, and that's obvious. And I know that Sir Delius has other plans later. But Chris Waller's more of a trainer that they explode on grand final day, then Gain Adrian horses build towards grand final day. Yeah. And that really looks good for Sir Delius. He put the writing on the wall in Queensland when he won in his Australian debut. And then I thought a mile was going to be a lot short of his best first up in that Chelmsford Stakes. But
he was
after
good.
finding a spot, he did a little bit of work to find his spot, but he really wanted to chase that line. And I love the way that he hit the line there. So he gets to 1,800 metres now. They're going to press forward on him. They press forward on him first up over a mile, which suggests that they're going to press forward from that sticky draw. I think that he follows Golden Path over, sits outside the leader, and he just goes crunch. He should just win. I think he'll start odds on, and I think that he'll win this on his way to a Melbourne Cup.
He's a very, he's very well credentialed in Europe, like with that arc form and like
that was his 3-year-old season over.
I think so. That sounds right.
France?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that what we saw, like when he won at Doomben, like floating gave a good kick that day and like he looked a little bit in trouble, but he really knuckled down the last little bit, and I think that was 1,800, wasn't it? Or was it 2,000?
2,000.
2,000, yeah, Premier's Cup. And he was first up there, so like that sort of shows, I think, that he's got...
He might just be a wait for age star.
Yeah. Well,
might
I've
just
got
be a real horse.
I've got a little ticket on him in the Cox Plate. Like, it wouldn't shock me if he can win that on his way to a cup.
So let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you think Sir Delius can win a Cox Plate, how
Oh.
in the world do you think Golden Path is going to beat him in an Underwood Stakes?
The only, like I said, I think Sir Delius is the most likely winner. But I just think that potentially, if this still isn't grand final day. I know, like, I take all your points. Like, especially if he settles closer than, you know, maybe what I expected. Like, I thought they might have been a little bit negative from that gate. But if they put him into it and he's within 2 lengths of Golden Path, then I'd been quite nervous. But yeah, I guess just the fact that this is 3 weeks before his grand final would be the only little reason I could be against him.
So is Cox Plate the grand final or Melbourne Cup?
No, Melbourne Cup will be grand final day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just, I don't think that Golden Path and Sir Delius should be mentioned in the same breath.
Probably not. Maybe not at weight for age anyway.
But respect your opinion.
Yeah, of course. He did say Treasure of the Moment would be the first horse to lose the unbeaten streak.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I have been wrong.
at least twice.
You've
in my
got to
life.
remember that he keeps all receipts.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just got them all filed away.
There'll be a reel one day go out. It'll just be a montage
all the shit that we get wrong,
Yeah.
except for you.
Yeah, of
obviously.
course.
Um,
I'll be made to look like a genius in it.
well, it's fair enough too. Our second Group 1 of the day is the Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes. Race 8 at Caulfield, over 1,400 metres. Angel Capital is the current favourite at $4 after his dominant win first up at the Valley. Seeples gets the services of Craig Williams this week. He is currently $4.40 and another will. Narrowly beaten in this race last year. He's on the third line of betting at $6. Boys, there's a bit of chat about where these top two horses in the market have drawn. So barrier 13 and 16. But the last two winners, Magic Time and Komochi, both jumped from gate 13. Angel Capital has drawn 13 this year. Are you with the favourite, Lloydie?
No,
Okay.
without a whole lot of conviction, because it was a very good win. And they've always, like, he was originally with Clinton McDonald. They had a really big rap on him. And then Waller's, like, I don't know if anyone's watched Chris Waller's sort of preview show. Like,
Yeah.
They're pretty bullish that he's a Group 1 winner in waiting. So, yeah, like, this is his...
On that video, I got to ask, did Waller say he might, if Angel Capital draws wide, they'll scratch, go to Manicato?
Yeah, I think that might have been, like, the week before, like that might have been last week's
Right.
show.
Yeah.
But they've said in this week's that it'll be okay. They'll come in.
okay.
They might come in one
Yeah.
and whatnot. But yeah, so look, I think he can definitely win. Damask Rose was a really good run in her Australian debut. She won the Kiwi over in New Zealand. They set her a big task.
She won the what?
The Kiwi, which is like a
course.
3-year-old $3 million slot race over in NZ,
Mm-hmm.
over 1,500. She might still be looking for a little bit further, and she's drawn the complete car park. So that kind of, I think, might put a bit of an end to her chances when she might still be looking for a bit further. But I thought there were 2, maybe 3 roughies that I could entertain. I think Feroce's the one that is a silly price. Like, he was first up over 1,100 with 60 kilos on his back, 6th best last 400 of the day, and he was really only clear with sort of 300, 350 to go there. He's 2 from 3 second up. That was one of them was his second race start as a 2-year-old. The other one was a Group 1 Australian Guineas in the autumn, last preparation. And he beat home Sepples that day, who's sort of $4.40,
Yeah.
$4.50 second favourite here. He ran second in the Caulfield Guineas in the spring. He beat home Angel Capital, who's favourite there. Granted, Angel Capital did beat him in the Caulfield Guineas. Prelude this day, track and trip 12 months earlier, but there was only 0.6 between them that day. So I think the form ties in pretty well, like through the couple of favourites for him when you're shopping 40-1 about this horse. He's a Group 1 winner. I think he gets to follow Zarastro across, who's drawn outside him, and he'll lead. So he'll just be able to settle a lot closer, second up, 1,400. $41. Happy to have something on him. The other 2 that both come out of the Memsey, Here to Shock and Is It Me? Definitely leaning Here to Shock out of those 2, but he was just sort of carved up early. He was slow to begin in the Memsey. It was a fast tempo. Pinstriped was ridden upside down, and they really sort of zipped along in front, and he faded. But I think 7 third-up starts for like 6 top 2 finishes or something, and 9 wins at 1,400. So he's an elite 1,400-metre horse. And, is it me? Well, he hit a shock 6 kilos better for that run. He did have the race shape to suit him in the Memsie to sort of finish off a little bit better, but Dan Bowman won this race in 2019 or 2020 with Be Good to Your Mother, who also came through the Memsie, so they might be trying to repeat the dose there. But, yeah, that's where I'm sort of looking. A couple of 40-1 pops.
Keen to see if BJ's seeing as open as you are.
I think the Froche line's a good one, Lloydo, so I'll throw him in my quaddie. The two favourites are the obvious starting point, Angel Capital and Sepals.
I've gone Sepals, but I'm not
I
sure.
went Sepals, but I'm more than likely
Sepals.
wrong.
Sepals. Angel Capital, that was his first run for Chris Waller, so always concerning for me that they explode first up for the new stable and then they regress off that performance, which could potentially be the case here. So I'm going to look away from him. Sepals is going to land in front of him. He did what he did last preparation. That was his first campaign, so he ended up starting favourite in that Australian Guinea. So that was at his 5th career start. And then he's come back and put up a big fat number, went forward and exploded away to win. He's got a sticky draw as well, but he'll roll forward from that gate and Williams will just have to find a little bit of cover. Williams, I think he's won 7 Sir Rupert Clarks or something along those lines. So he's the right man to have on board. So I'm going to go with Sepals, but it's not. It's outside of those two, anything could win it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Now another Will, 3 from 4 second up. Is it a forgive run in the Memsie? Seemed a bit keen.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably want to see him do something before I backed him.
Yeah.
Because, I thought he was well backed off the top of my head to win that Memsie.
He was heavily supported.
Yeah. Was he?
So, whether or not he was keen, I don't know why he would have been keen because
he was poor.
They ran along he shouldn't have been keen given they went along at a decent clip.
Yeah.
It's not like they were walking and he was reefing in behind them trying to. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd probably happily be against him.
He's not a horse that I'd be rushing into back after that first up run, given that they found no excuses for him.
Yeah.
And the market's expectation was very high of him, so I think he was poor.
Yeah. If you go off his prior form, if he was here first up, you'd probably think, horse to beat. But he's not here first up and he's failed, so I want to see him do it. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.